For me, Caribbean citizenship by investment offers a way for anyone to protect themselves with a second passport in a country that's not going to bother them. To some, it's a dumb waste of money. I'm going to explain why those people are wrong right now. Hi, I'm Andrew Henderson. This is Nomad Capitalist, where we help 7- and 8-figure entrepreneurs and investors legally go where you're treated best. And I'll tell you what has been some of the good news over these crazy last couple of years is I've seen more people open up to countries that they probably would have been more skeptical about in years before, because you've seen that Western countries haven't really been taking care of their citizens. They've been making their lives difficult. They've been taking away freedoms. They're threatening to raise taxes. I mean, these are not places that you want to be, many of these Western countries, such as the U.S. What's been nice to see is people have been open to the idea of St. Kitts and Nevis. Hey, I don't know much about the country, but you know what? No income tax. They're going to leave me alone. It's a straight business transaction. Hey, sounds like a pretty good deal to me. Because in my perspective, the stable countries are the ones that are leaving people alone and aren't rushing to fill their coffers with all the money they've wasted over the years, and they've wasted in digging out of this current situation. And so when I got this comment, I wanted to share it with you and to dispel why I think that the citizenship haters are so incorrect. Here's the comment. Totally unnecessary and foolish to collect passports of these tiny Caribbean unstable countries, and no, capital N, like number 7. And no 7- or 8-figure individual will prefer to you for this foolish action, but being your videos are aimed at the unsophisticated, no comma, no one would know, N-O. And so, dagnabbit, if someone would have told me that no 7- and 8-figure entrepreneurs and investors were calling, where was this guy all along? I've been sitting here working for all these years. But I want to comment on this. Besides the fact that this is a person that is part of our new zero tolerance policy. Taco, look this guy up. The guy basically runs a misogynist YouTube channel and posts all kinds of nasty comments. As much as he thinks I'm a BS artist, he likes to keep watching. So that aside, I never suggested to collect passports. I did say consider building a passport portfolio. One could perhaps say that I am a collector, and there are numerous reasons for that we can talk about sometime. Some are very personal. Some are certainly strategic. But this was in response to my talking about how I'm obtaining a second Caribbean citizenship. In very few cases have I ever suggested that someone get 2 Caribbean citizenships, partially because they have me to advise them on not making mistakes. I obtained my first Caribbean citizenship years ago, and I'm now doing it again because I think that there are some extra benefits. And for someone such as myself, who's very international, who does not live in my home country, I thought there were more benefits. The average person doesn't need it. So I'm not here to say collect passports, let's be clear, but I do think having a couple of different passports, perhaps one from the Caribbean, one from a country that's on land somewhere, could be helpful to give you some diversification. One just example I've talked about in the realm of the commoditized citizenship by investment programs is if you put St. Kitts and Nevis or Antigua together with, let's say, Turkey's citizenship program, you would have a pretty formidable collection of travel documents, and you'd have 2 very opposite countries. But when this individual says, what's the purpose of accumulating citizenship in Caribbean unstable countries? First of all, I don't think people should limit their passports to exclusively the Caribbean. In this day and age, if you are, for example, a U.S. citizen planning on renouncing, hey, get St. Lucia, get Dominica, do that, that's fine, but at least be working towards something else. Get citizenship by investment somewhere else, again in a country that's a bit more landed. Get citizenship through your family tree, get a fast-track passport, get a paper residence, get something. Be at least working towards something so that you aren't stuck with just that. As much as I've seen plenty of people who function only with Caribbean passports, I would suggest have the passport portfolio for numerous different reasons, from whether it's travel, whether it's functioning in the banking world, what have you. What I would also push back on, though, is the idea that these countries are unstable. You know what to me is unstable? countries that can't handle their finances. And we've seen different memes this past year about the new dog stock, and basically it's the U.S. dollar, or the new failed country, and it's the United States, and because they can't manage their finances. The United States won World War II for $4 trillion. It cost them $6 trillion just for the first year and a half of COVID. They spend like drunken sailors. And it's not just the United States. What's unstable is a country where every year the debt goes up and up and up, and it crosses new thresholds. What to me is unstable is where people earn, on adjusted terms, less and less money every year, where inflation goes up, where there is inequality in society that's causing people to riot in the streets, that's causing massive political upheaval. To me, that's pretty unstable. You know what's not unstable? A country where you can become a citizen through a business transaction, where they allow people of good character in, and they leave you the heck alone. If you want to go and live there, sure, they'll have some rules. Maybe there's some taxes, maybe there's not. Otherwise, they leave you alone. They don't follow you around the world to investigate how much money you're earning, to tell you how to run your business in line with their country's values, to enforce their laws on you, to stop you from hiring or doing business with certain people. That to me is unstable. Now, we can fall for the marketing that is, well, this is a strong country. And you know what? I'm not opposed to having a strong country in your passport portfolio. I would just like it to be one that also somewhat leaves you alone. And so the idea that the Caribbean is the place that's unstable, I push back on that. And I think that the Caribbean offers a very good strategic option for people who just want to be left alone. I'm not saying, listen, if you commit some kind of great crime, the Caribbean countries probably can and will rescind your passport. They don't want the heat. And there have been examples of when that's happened. But by and large, if you are an upstanding citizen, you can be a citizen of one of these countries, and I would consider that pretty stable. This, to me, is an example of the way that people incorrectly view stability. I know people who are 50 years old, and they're not married, but they live in the same house, they have a routine, they do the same thing every day. To me, those people are pretty stable. The fact that they're not married, the fact that they don't have children, does not mean that they're not stable just because someone who is married or someone who has children thinks that their life is fleeting, or their lifestyle is fleeting. And in the same way, the fact that a country is smaller, the fact that a country has no taxes, the fact that a country is peaceful, doesn't have a military, leaves people alone, to me, that does not make anything less stable. Some of these countries have lower debt levels. Some of these countries manage their affairs better. Stuff gets done faster than it would in a big country. Look at how long it takes a country like the United States to build a simple bridge in many cases. You know what? There's a benefit to living or being a citizen of a smaller country. And so many 7- and 8-figure entrepreneurs, 9- and 10-figure entrepreneurs and investors that we have worked with as well, have gone for these passports precisely because they're tired of being told what to do. They're tired of being bothered. They're tired of being chased around the world. Not just Americans, but other citizens too. And the Caribbean is just one place you can get a second citizenship. But to me, tiny, small, that's exactly what I'm looking for as part of my passport portfolio to make sure I can maintain more of my wealth, more of my freedoms, and have a lifestyle that I want, provided I'm doing everything properly. Those are benefits to me, not downsides. Don't stop now. We've got well over 1,000 more videos here on YouTube for you to watch and learn how to go where you're treated best. And if you want to work with Nomad Capitalists personally, go to nomadcapitalist.com/apply, learn about our unique, tried and true process, garnered over years of experience, and learn how you can become our client.